And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to One Lonely Farmer. I know that I haven't been on here much lately. I haven't even answered any emails or anything like that, or private messages, DMs, or whatever you want to call those things. I've been quite busy. As you can see, I'm probably pretty tired. But right now I am actually baling hay. I know that there was a lot of guys that made a lot of fun of me for just baling hay. Right? Baling hay. Then I decided I would go back into corn and soybeans and, you know, be corn and soybean and hay farmer and wheat. And of course then it's like, oh, you know, that's all you do is talk about your crops. Well, I talk about my crops all day long because that's exactly what I do for a living. I grow crops, whether they're row crops, hay crops, or whatever. Now, yeah, so I've baled with this one. I haven't really baled too much. Teresa's closing in on 1,000 bales now, which isn't a lot. But we haven't really put our minds to making hay just yet. We've been doing crop care and other stuff like that. But I'm at close to 600, 579, 580. I'll have 600 on this thing by the end of today, which puts us, you know, somewhere around 1,600 bales is all I've baled all summer long. I just haven't been doing the things that I need to be doing. We've been, I don't even know what in the hell I've been doing, working on equipment, and we planted soybeans up until about a month ago. No, it was later than that. I planted soybeans up until the 27th of June, so yeah, close to a month ago. I've got corn that's in the ground a month now that's, well, it's got to be about shoulder high by now. We've gotten some rain on it. I was pretty fortunate enough to have that. I got corn tasseling out if you care. But for the most part, I'm just trying my hardest to, yeah, to get going. Tomorrow we're going to bale. See, that's the problem when you get into these things. You get too heavy. Tomorrow we're going to bale up a pretty good sized farm, 170 acre farm tomorrow. Maybe we'll start tonight, I don't know. But one way or the other, we're going to bale because we got rain coming again. I mean, I've been putting fertilizer down and on corn and soybeans, yes, beans as well. Kind of don't know that I'm going to put too much more out on soybeans. I got like 1 or 2 fields at farms that I could actually get beans on, or fertilizer on soybeans, just because. But my problem is, and it's a pretty simple problem, the price sucks. You know, the price of beans right now, garbage. Absolute garbage. We're looking at like not even $11. I think it's $10.80 something, maybe. I don't know, something like that. I know corn is down. Corn is down as well. We are at that $4.60 range for corn right now. It was up a little bit. I think some guys forward contracted and made the mill a little bit happier about what they were doing. Yeah, a little bit happier about what their prospects are. But I've been looking out there, out in Lancaster County, out in that way, and that corn, it's all dried up. They are severely negatively impacted. That's a pug. A little pug dog right there. Anyway, I'm sure Marvin's gonna come out and get his dog, but that little dog, he had a dog by the name of Beasley years ago. Beasley was I don't even know what Beasley was, but if something happens to that dog, that old man will go nuts. I can't remember what his name is. Might have named him Beasley again. They love that dog. They love that dog so much. They just, you know, would rename the dog. Name the new dog the same name. It'd be easier. Less problems screwing up when you're calling your dog. You just keep the same name over and over again. You can just say Beasley 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 10. But that man, he's like 76, 77 years old right now, and he's looking to sell this property. His partner died. Yes, I said partner. And his partner was not female, but I knew the partner before this guy. This guy inherited this place from his partner. But the original owner of it, he came here with his wife, who was a very pretty woman. She was a model, I believe, a hand model or some damn thing. Anyways, she found out that he was, you know, batting for the other team, and turned out that she was mad at him for a very long time. And just before he died, because he got cancer, he got skin cancer, and it went to his ocular nerve, and he got ocular nerve cancer. I never even thought that that was a possibility. Anyways, he got cancer in his eyes. He went blind, and they kind of patched things up, buried the hatchet, you know, him and his ex-wife, because that is kind of detrimental. You know, you're young, you're vibrant, and you know, you find out that the man that you love is actually a homosexual. That could be very devastating to a young lady. But anyways, that's neither here nor there, and you know more about that man than anybody else needs to know. But anyways, I will be continuing to farm the property. He's going to be putting it up for sale here pretty soon, he said, and he asked me if I would continue to farm it when the new owners buy it. Well, a farm this size, which is very small, with these two fields, I think there's like 9 acres here. It's not much. And there's just 2 little pieces here. They'll probably put horses on it. You know, it'll be a young family will buy it, and maybe a young family will buy it. Who knows? Things are so expensive right now. I don't think anybody can afford to buy a farm like this, because the small farms are to bring in the big bucks. And that house over there, it's an old farmhouse, but it's beautiful inside. It's got a sun porch on it. But that little building that's closest to us, that's a library. That is a library. It is full of books. But it was an old brooder house years ago. And yeah. And the house to the right, that's an old summer kitchen. I don't know what's in there, but I'm sure you could live in all 3 of those buildings. I'm almost positive. Well, there's actually 4 buildings. One's a garage. But those 3 buildings there, 1, 2, 3, summer kitchen, brooder house, and old farmhouse, I'm sure you could live in each one of them. It was very well maintained, and it is very well maintained. They took really good care of the place. But anyways, I was a young child. My parents have farmed this since probably early 70s, 73, 74, 1973, 1974. I don't think I was born yet. I think I was just a little kid when they started farming this. And this ground grows awesome alfalfa. I mean awesome alfalfa. We used to grow alfalfa over here, and it was just idiot proof. The problem here was the deer. So I grew corn here and tried soybeans, but the deer ate the soybeans. And the neighbor over here, I don't farm the property next door here. I'd like to, but it's been beat up for a lot of years. That ground's been beat up for a lot of years. Michelanko, he was a farmer down south here. He grew corn and soybeans on it, but he would never put anything more to it than it needed to grow the crop year to year. And he never put lime on it. The old lady that lived there, she had beef cows on it for years and years. And when she sold the beef cows back in I think she sold them in the 90s. That's when he did, not Michelanko farmed it, and then my uncle farmed it for a few years, which he never produced anything of any value because it was kind of an afterthought. Farming that was an afterthought. And then after my uncle farmed it, then Timmy Cornpicker farmed it, and he wasn't really allowed to do much with it because the old lady that owned it you know, she charged a lot of rent, but she really dictated what you put on there, and he couldn't really thrive there. And then after him, there was, after Timmy was on there, then there was the, another farmer who farmed about as input free as you could possibly do on that. And then he didn't farm it, and the old lady, before she died, a couple of years before she died, she asked me to farm it, and I told her that I would not pay her the rent that she wanted, because she wanted stupid money for rent on really beat up ground. And I said no, which I very, very rarely turn down a piece of land to farm. I just don't do it. But that one there, I stand by my decision. I'm glad I didn't say, yeah, okay, even though if I did, I'd still be farming it, and it would have cost me a fortune to get it back up and running, because the pH on that, it hasn't seen lime since probably the 70s, the 60s or 70s, and that's just no way to run land. So anyways, the guy that's farming it now, the beans don't look terrible. Oh, come on, Mailer. The beans don't look terrible, but they're, you know, they're behind. I think that's a replant because of slugs. I had the same problems that he had. I replanted. I farm on the other side of the fence line. There's a farm over there. There's like 28 acres there, and then there's 100 acres on the other side over there. I farmed that, and I've put a lot of inputs into those two pieces, and yeah, a lot of inputs into those two pieces. So the yeah, when you put money in, you'd like to get it back out, right? And I was pretty clever, I guess. I could say I was pretty clever. I fertilized it last year so that it would be all broke down and ready to go to work for me in the when I put the beans in there. But I had slugs and I had to replant it, and I replanted it. You're gonna laugh. I replanted it 2 1/4 times, right? 2 1/4 times, if that makes any sense. So that's 4 times I was over that farm. And yeah, but all in all, it looks great. It really does look great. Now, I didn't, the second replant, let's put it this way, I replanted it a total of 3 times. Twice with a corn planter at about 32,500 seeds to the acre. Those were okay. They came up, but I didn't feel that they would canopy, and the slugs started coming in on them again. So then I had my nephew come in and replant with the grain drill across, probably out of that 100 acres, maybe 35 acres of it got replanted. So really not terrible, just not, well, I only replanted 30 acres of it anyway. 35 acres of it because of the damn slugs. So, but whatever, it is what it is. They look awesome. They're closing in on waist high now, and which is good. Gotta love that, right? I gotta get these bales off here. I'm gonna try and get these on a trailer tomorrow out of here, because it's been rained on. Hay I can get rid of pretty quickly. So, but anyways, with that being said, I think I've talked long enough. Maybe we'll just finish out the field, and there's the old man walking out to the swimming pool. I don't need to really talk to him, but he's deteriorating. He's not, I bet he's 80, almost 80 now. Anyway, he used to go dancing after his partner died. He would go and sign up for cruise ships, and he would get a free cruise for 2 months. Or he was on, I think it was 3 cruises 3 or 4 cruises. I don't know. They're 14-day cruises, so 2 cruises, it'll be 4 cruises. He would go for 2 months. He would go for 2 months, and yeah, I should probably go over and talk to him. I'm just about done here. And anyways, he would go and he would go dancing, and that was about 5-6 years ago. So he doesn't look like he's going to be doing too much dancing anymore. But anyway, you know, you sum up your life in your, not in your accomplishments, but what you've seen, and it's really tough. The world has come to a point where, you know, there are people that really, oh shoot, hold on. I'll let you all in on a little secret. There's one thing I absolutely despise when it comes to crone balers. There is nothing more that I hate, and when I say hate, I know hate's a very strong word, but I hate this thing more than anything on this thing, and that's this worthless piece of shit, and I say that with all due respect, parts book. I've been going over this parts book 1 page at a time, 1 page at a time, looking for, hold on a second, I'm going to piss this thing off because I can. Oh, okay. Alright. So, this parts book has got to be the most worthless, useless, nonsensical piece of shit you ever, and I mean ever want to go through. So they all come with a parts book. Now, there is a header drive on this thing. I'm going to flip it around because there's 2 of them laying on the floor. Right there. Let's see. Can you see it? It's right there. Goddamn camera. There's one there. There's one right there. That's a ratchet clutch for the pickup on this machine. So when you go to this book, the language in it, they don't start with, so you go to John Deere, it has sections. You go to Krone, it's like somebody took a shit on paper and then, you know, separated the chunks of corn, the freaking tomato seeds and the cucumber seeds and whatever else you could have shat out, a peanut here and there, and then they just pushed it all over the paper, and you have to go through the pages and then decipher what kind of seed it is. Because this thing is useless. I mean, useless. I am so frustrated right now. I'm ready to take this thing outside and burn it. Now, I've pored over this book now for the last 30 minutes, looking for the pickup drive group, right? Pickup drive group. You think I can find that? Hell no. Hell no. It's probably in an odd area. So I'm at the VFS. Does not run the VFS. VFS time bars. And page by page, I will go through this thing page by page. I've done it 6 times already, if not 10 times already. And I just don't see. You got clothes on, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool. All right, so that's it. Parts, pieces, broken shit. We're fixing Krone balers. We're fixing rakes. Got a rake in the shop right now as well. It's been a tough year. Wouldn't you say so, dear? It was tough to get the beans established. It was tough to get the corn up and rolling. It was tough. We're having a tough time with weather, not getting enough rain, spotty rain. I got enough rain in certain spots, but not other spots. The spots that aren't getting enough rain look horrific. The spots that are getting enough rain have insect problems and other things like that, which I have to deal with. I have hang on the ground, right?
You got bathroom torn apart.
I got my bathroom torn apart. I could probably throw a clip up in there about this, but anyway, with that being said, They haven't taken my channel down yet, not for lack of trying. I have a couple of strikes on my channel from videos I did a long time ago, like 12 years ago. One's like 11 years ago. The other one was like 13 years ago. And I'm in fear that they're just going to... Now, I'm under appeal with those, so the appeals are pending from what I can see. I imagine if I get that third strike, you're going to see lights out, One Lonely Farmer's gone, and that'll be it. So you can go to Ag Talk and Raw, which I haven't posted on in a couple of months, well, maybe a month, and we'll see how that goes. If it becomes something great, if not, I mean, it is a monetized channel, so it doesn't much matter. But all my hardcore subscribers, you just go over there and subscribe to Ag Talk and Raw, and I'll just continue the videos that I've been posting here. I'll post them over there. I got something going on here. I have to look in the mirror. Teresa says it's pissed off and whatever. But anyways, with that being said, go on over to Ag Talk and Raw and subscribe to that channel and look at some of the old stuff that's on there. And if it continues the way that they're trying to continue to try and destroy this channel, that channel will still be up, and I won't be, should I use it, kapowing anything on that channel anymore. You know, those days of YouTube are long gone. Even though I had some really good fun and there was a lot of stuff, anything with GUNS on it can't be on there anymore, which is quite a sad thing, but whatever. Such is life. If you've enjoyed the channel, it'll be over on Ag Talk and Raw if this one ceases to exist. And then I'll just simply change the name over to One Lonely Farmer over there. And you can, you know, anybody that searches for me can find me there. But anyways, whatever. Until then, God bless and have a great day.
Click.
Click, click. So, when I put this in 20 years ago, I used drywall screws. And drywall screws, they work really good. They fasten pretty nice, and they're easy to go over. But a lot of people are like, boy, they're going to suck to pull out. Well, they don't pull out. You just smack them a couple times, and they break right off, and then you can put new drywall screws in. So that's just how that